Hey there, everybody. I hope you are having a great Woden's Day. I made myself a planner out of a calendar, a wall calendar, and it turned out nicely, so I thought I'd share this idea with you today. You'll need a wall calendar, and this particular calendar is 10 1/4 wide by 8 1/4 in length. It seemed to work out really nicely. I'm sure you could adjust this to any size calendar that you might have laying about, in your stash, or, you could even pick up these at the dollar store. You'll also need a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock and some scrap cardstock. The first thing that you're going to want to do, well, let me show you what I did here. Okay, this was an old calendar. Well, it's a new calendar, but I got like several of these from my friend, and a vertical calendar is great. A wall calendar is just fine, but I need something that I can put on my desk. And I'm going to, October, November, and December are just, they're going to be really busy. I needed a calendar that I could, like I said, put on my desk and flip, that kind of thing. This just worked out really nicely. I put a cover on it. I did like a reinforced spine. I glued the signature, and this is just a one signature book, into the spine that I created. All right, you need a calendar. Like I said, this one's 10 1/4 by 8 1/4, a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. The first thing that we want to do, oh, and a glue stick, you need a glue stick, is disassemble your calendar. And the way that I just disassembled mine, you can do the, you can take it all apart if you want. The way that I disassembled mine was I just tore it apart like that. So we've got January, and here is February. I'll just do a few of these so you can kind of get the hang of it. I love the images here, and it was like, arg, I want to keep the images, but at the same time, I think that these make nice books, and you can use them for glue books or whatever you want. It's just another way to keep things out of the landfill, right? Toss them, use the images. You can do a lot of things with an old calendar. Look at that. That looks like my Kronk. That looks like my Kronk did like many, many years ago. Bless his little heart. He's gray in the beard now. All right, okay, so when you get your entire calendar disassembled, I'm going to show you how to glue these pages together. So just grab you a glue stick. Sorry, still getting used to recording on the camera, friends, sorry. And we're going to, okay, so this is your January. Glue stick here. And we're going to stick this one, make sure that you've got it upright, on top of, wow, come on now, this one. Just like that, to make it as even as you possibly can. All right, so you got January and February there. I was really pleased, don't you love that elephant? I was really pleased that a glue stick works for this project, because I did not want glue marks, and I did not have enough double stick tape to do something like this. But of course you can use double stick tape. That would probably work really good too. Okay, so we've got January, February, March, and April. All right, so you understand how to put the signature together, okay? So when you're all done, you've got pages that flip, right? But you'll have the whole calendar. All right, so let me show you what I've done here. I've got one all ready for us right here. January, February, March, all the way until the end of the year. The way that I created the cover, you guys, you know, when we folded everything and glued it together, it made a nice little spine here. So from the 12 by 12 piece of paper, piece of cardstock, and this is just regular kind of cardstock. It is not heavyweight cardstock. It's just a regular weight cardstock. I cut my cardstock 12 by 9.5, okay? And then I created a spine here. Now let me show you how I did that. This is a 12-inch piece at the top. So I found a 6-inch mark here because I knew that was half, right? And then my first score, because I want to come in 1/4 of an inch from the 6-inch mark. My first score was 6 1/4 inches. And you can see where I scored right there. Can you see that okay? I don't have, hold on, I got my score tool out here. So I scored at 6 1/4 inches right here. I pulled my paper back to 6 because that is the middle. And then I made another 1/4 inch score right here at 5 3/4. Your first score is at 6 1/4. Your second score is at 5 3/4, and that gives you your 1-inch spine here. After I got the spine scored, what I did was I took a piece of, this is just like a piece of cardstock. This again is heavyweight cardstock. You could use the, you know, a leftover piece of cardstock. I just realized that this might be hard to see. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find something that might work here. There we go, because I was working on white cardstock. There we go. That's better. All right. I'm going to glue this piece, this strip, into the spine. Your strip needs to be, now the way that I did mine, you guys, I'm terrible with measuring, is I cut a 1/2 inch strip, and then this is going to be 9 1/2 right here, but I'm just going to cut it off with some scissors. You're going to glue that in with some tacky glue. Now all you're doing, you know, just keep in mind you're creating a book. So, you know, this is the creation of the spine part of your book. And you don't have to do this, but I think that it helps your signature adhere to the spine a lot better. All right, so we've got that done. I'm going to cut it off down at the bottom, just like that, and you've got your spine. Okay, you're scored, you have your spine, looking good. You're scored over here, and there you go. The next thing you want to do, guys, is you want to glue your signature, and we're referring to our calendar pages as a signature, into the spine of your book. Okay, so just kind of eyeball it and even it up a bit. I'm going to grab my tacky glue and give this a generous amount of glue in the middle. And you can see these just being used for all kinds of things. You know, you could use them for a planner, or like I said, like a glue book, or you could make journals out of them. It's just a great way to to really use a calendar. All right. I'm going to put my signature in this way. I've kind of got it eyeballed and evened up here. I'm going to put it into my little book, and then I'm going to push that binding, I'm going to push that spine into my signatures. And this is what will happen. You know, the book's going to fold over. Now, at this point, I need glue here. I need more glue. I can tell I need more glue right now. I probably tried to smooth that out a little too much, y'all. It really does need a nice hefty amount of glue. Okay. Just pack it in there really good. Here's the hard part. Don't touch it for a while. Don't touch it. It's so hard not to touch it. But you want the glue to adhere to your signature here. So when you are done with your book, you have something that looks like this. And you can see how nicely that the glue in the spine worked. I used the cover from a calendar to make the cover of my book, but I had to trim this particular calendar. Some calendars, y'all, you cannot trim like this. So you have to kind of be cautious and don't trim and then trim off your dates. You know, you're just going to have to kind of eyeball it and determine for yourself if you're going to be able to use that cover. When you prepare your signatures, when you prepare your papers for your signature, your calendar pages, and you try to stick them into a cover. Now this one's going to fit because I trimmed the pages. But typically, it does this. You know, it's going to stick out. It's not going to be right. So you may have to trim the calendar pages that go in your book. I love this thing that says, "Stay wild, moon child." I thought that was a nice sentiment that going into October. You can see that the book is... I love it. I mean, it's super cool. I did put bookends right here, and I want to decorate my book. And I've got a sweet little journal and planner for the next few months and into next year. I hope that you guys will try this yourself. Keep those calendars out of the landfill. You know, we get a lot of promotional calendars this time of year. We might have calendars in your stash. You might be finding them at 90% off. You might go to the dollar store and pick up a couple. These things would make super cool gifts. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial today. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and a positive comment. Thank you guys so much, and stay tuned. Talk to you soon, y'all. Oh, gosh. Talk to you soon, y'all. I don't know how that all came muddled out. More coffee, please. Talk to y'all later. Bye.